allegations that a Winthrop University administrator was using racial slurs. We're on your side live at 5. I'm Siobhan Bryant.
And I'm John Carter. Now, the students say they don't believe everyone on campus is being treated fairly. WBTV's Rachel Richardson is speaking with a former employee and current student at the university. She joins us now live with more on that. Rachel?
Well, it was a peaceful protest on Tuesday, but today students are continuing to demand a change. Today I spoke with the school's former general counsel who filed that complaint in 2025. Todd Haggins formerly served as Winthrop's general counsel. Last year, he filed a complaint against the university, making several allegations, including that an employee was using racial slurs. Tuesday, students protested on campus.
They felt it. They saw it in the cutting of their programs. They saw it in a focus away from what they wanted to specialize in and the money that went into their programs.
Haggins says an employee in the office of the president would allow a subordinate who was married to a black woman to use slurs.
Die laughing when he would call his wife my N-word.
And Haggins says that same employee said
older black people do not mind being called the N-word.
He explains these incidents were reported to him by Amy Bailey, who was terminated from the university in December 2025. Bailey tells me in a statement that she heard slurs used on multiple occasions, saying in part, quote, "Systematic racism is reprehensible, and the use of racism to limit the potential of any young black mind is criminal." Montez Broughton is a freshman and former Winthrop ambassador. He says he's seen and felt changes on campus that he believes hides this school's diversity, including the recent rebrand, Bring the U.
We felt like because majority of the old ambassadors were black, we felt like we were being slightly attacked by the new rebranding by Bring the U. But why can't we see us in the U?
Monday, Winthrop's president and board chair responded to Haggins' allegations, calling them, quote, false and misleading. Their statement notes that the school's black enrollment is up more than 33% from fall 23 to fall 25, and adds the president's cabinet has more people of color than ever before. Like Haggins, Broughton says he loves Winthrop and wants to see its success. He says he wants to see more accountability from leadership.
I want people to feel the same love that I felt from Winthrop as well. However, I don't want them to come to a school that I marketed towards them that's all jolly, but then they don't feel that love, and now we're in a predicament like this.
They know they need black students. It's a third of their tuition enrollment. If black students were to walk out tomorrow or transfer somewhere else, the school would collapse.
WBTV did reach out to Winthrop University, and we're still waiting to hear back. In a statement, the university said that the EEOC dismissed Haggins' complaint. More information about that complaint and a full statement from the university will be on WBTV.com. And for full disclosure, we wanted to share that I am an alumna of this university. In Rock Hill, Rachel Richardson, WBTV on your side.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.